We're checking in with Crime Victim Services. Some important things are coming up, and joining us today, the Executive Director of Crime Victim Services, Amy Wiechart-Bayliff, and thanks for joining us.
Hi, Holly.
We hear a lot about Giving Tuesday, and so many different organizations, are like, think about us. But, you guys really do have an important mission and help quite a few people. So let's talk about Giving Tuesday and how it helps and benefits you.
Definitely. So Giving Tuesday is one of those days of the year that is inspired global giving. It celebrates generosity and encourages philanthropy and giving back to your local communities. We are definitely an agency that says if you have a cause that you want to support, give back to those causes that day. But if you're looking for a way to give back and just don't know where to give, our mission and vision is powerful in terms of impacting lives here locally.
Right, yeah. If people don't understand, what you guys do, there's quite a few things. So let's touch on some of that, right? How it'll help.
Definitely. So we exist to help victims of crime and violence prevail over the trauma of their victimization. We additionally do prevention work in trying to reduce violence and build on healthy relationships in the communities. And so we support victims and survivors from young ages through the elderly and assist them in working through that healing process, finding ways for building safety in their lives, and sometimes that also means financial recovery. So we're walking alongside them during that healing journey, and it's very powerful. Just in the last 2 weeks, I've had a couple of staff come to me and talk about survivors that they've been working with who have now gotten to the point where they're thrivers, and they're wanting to give back to other people who have walked in the shoes that they formerly walked in.
Well, I'm sure that they're so happy to have someone with them, because I can't imagine what they're feeling and what they're going through, but it must be so alone, and to have Crime Victim Services there to guide them just must really help them to get to that point where you're talking.
It makes a difference. A lot of times people are hesitant to come forward because you don't believe that someone will believe you. And just knowing that there's people out there who do want to hear about your story and support you in the ways that you need, because those recoveries look different, makes a big difference in the lives of individuals. And that's really what this day is championing for us. It's so that we can continue that mission and vision going forward in the community. And so this is a way for us to celebrate that with our community, and for the community to say, we understand the work that you're doing and we want to support that.
And I know you've been on the show before to talk about CASA. I mean, that's helping kids. I mean, you do have the whole wide range from the elderly to kids.
We do. We have several programs, our Child Advocacy Program, our Child Advocacy Center program, and then our CASA program supports youth. We have an Elder Victim Program. We have a guardianship program. We're really invested in making sure that all of those vulnerable voices in the community are heard, and that we're advocating for those needs locally, whatever they may be.
And I know some people might think, well, don't you get state money or, things like that? I mean, you can't always thrive on that if you do get it, right? And, so funding like for Giving Tuesday really is important.
It is. So we receive a wide variety of grant sources, but unfortunately with grant funding sometimes comes restrictions. And there's a lot of things that agencies, other charities, we need to be able to support the work that we do. Some of those are directly supporting the victims that we serve, but other of those are the less glamorous things, but still are needed for efficiency. We want to keep the data of our victims secure. We want to operate with efficient technology. And so those unrestricted funds that the community provides really enables us to do our work in the most effective way possible.
All right, so you make it easy to give, right? A link and all?
We do. So our direct link for the platform is givebutter.com/givingcvsday. On our social media channels, we have a bunch of posters. You'll see staff and supporters celebrating through an unselfie of why they're joining our movement that day, and we encourage people who are giving to celebrate that.
All right, very good. And real quick before we're out of time, we also credit check Wednesday's coming up, right?
So this year alone already, we've supported 66 individuals who've been victims of scam or had credits compromised. And so Credit Check Wednesday is a partnership with 5 local institutions. Individuals can go visit those next Wednesday and have their credit checks looked at to make sure there's nothing that's going to be compromised or has been compromised in terms of their accounts.
Because that's one of those things you always think, oh, it won't be me and my stuff's okay, but you hear about the victims and you know.
Unfortunately, we see an increase, and I don't know that that's going to change anytime soon. And so we want to prepare people for how to better prevent that or staying aware of what their situation is.
Okay, so information was on your screen about the banks you can go to.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming today, Amy.
Thanks so much for having us.
All right, don't go away. We'll take a look at the weather forecast next.